Welcome, Aaron, to the interview. So today we're going to be talking to you about your business endeavors at Normal, and we're going to ask you a lot of questions about your experience and maybe some advice you have for people who are my age in college, just about to head out into their career. So to start, let's have you kind of introduce yourself and introduce your name, who you are, a little bit about you, and your business.
Okay. I'm Aaron Davis. I actually was born and raised here in Normal, Illinois. That didn't keep me from going other places, but ultimately I ended up back here because I think it's a great place to grow up, and I met someone, started a family, and we like it here. But that someone I met introduced me to this balloon kit, which kind of is where the business was born out of. I'm the founder of Aaron's Party Balloons, and that's a children's entertainment business. And it's kind of given me the flexibility to decide when and where I want to work, what jobs I want to take. But that's just kind of how it is right now. I've been in the balloon business for about 10 years. I've been doing balloons.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's about it, I guess.
Nice. So, how long have you been doing balloon? Like, how long has the curve been for like when you started the business and how serious it's gotten?
At first, I was playing with balloons, and I realized I kind of had a knack for it, and I was picking up on it pretty fast, and I was like, oh, I bet I could find a way to monetize this. And so I reached out to I found a balloon artist company in town called Fun Believable Balloons. And I said, hey, can you guys teach me anything? Or do you have any work? Or and the guy was like, yeah, come next week. I'll show you some stuff. And then when I got there, he was kind of impressed with what I could already do. And he's like, oh, you're like already ready to work. And he's like, next month we're picking up a restaurant, and a restaurant work is a little different. It's where you like weekly you'll go into a restaurant and you get like a base pay, like $20 an hour, and then you get to keep all your tips on top of that.
Nice.
And he's like, we got a restaurant that we're gonna have. You can just have that one. Like you can just work this restaurant. And at that time, that restaurant was Pizza Ranch, and I just went to town on it, and I got a lot of experience doing balloons for Pizza Ranch. But then other kind of jobs come up, like birthday parties, and then people want balloon decor, like arches and stuff. And I just learn as I go, and especially the things that I think look cool, I just try them or wait for a client to ask for it, and I say, yeah, I can do that, and then learn how to do it for them. That's what I found is the most sends me forward and gets me more experience, is just saying yes to everything and finding out how to do it. Because if I've realized if I say no, the client's going to go somewhere else to get something, and I don't know anybody else who does it. Like they're going to find somebody who's going to say yes, who may not be as good as me, and I just try to make sure I give the customer 110% every time I tackle something. So
nice. That's great stuff. So at what point in this journey did Aaron's Party Balloons become a business and got its name, and you started the website and everything like that?
So 2018 is when I formed, the beginning of 2018, I formed Aaron's Party Balloons. I got the website up in that January, and opened the bank accounts, and let's see, made my Facebook account, just kind of made sure people knew how they could get in contact with me. And that all happened in the first January, and I was ready to accept jobs. I instantly went out and tried to get my own restaurants. And I did. I went and got Giordano's and Hy-Vee Market Grill at the time. And getting those restaurant jobs is really like huge, because then you get regular exposure to people who have money or going out to eat, and they say, oh man, this guy's pretty good at what he does. Do you do birthday parties? And like, that was how I built a lot of clientele. But yeah, I just knew I wanted to do it, and I just started checking off steps on the list of things that I needed to do to start a business, which was basically open a bank account, get a website. That's and then interact with people, obviously. But that's about that.
Dang. So that's really interesting. But just so it's clear, when you're talking about the work that you do, like at the restaurants, that's like building. Is that more of the decor stuff, or is that more of just balloon animals for people who ask, stuff like that?
Yeah. So that's just like balloon animals. Typically, I mean, if people show interest or want to know more, I also got business cards, because that's a great way to, like, people like, well, do you have a car? You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to know more. Can we contact you? Get a business card. But yeah, basically they would see me doing balloon animals and balloon figures, hats, bracelets, basically anything. I like to say there's nothing that can't be made out of balloons, but a lot of times they say, hey, we have a school, I'm on, some kind of council for the school, and we want to do something for our school carnival. Do you do school carnivals? And I say, yes. And then, my child's turning 6, do you do birthday parties? Yeah. I'll do anything. If you want balloon entertainment, I'm your guy. That's what I would basically communicate to them.
Nice. Great stuff. Okay, so now switching over the perspective a little bit, because this interview is, we're doing this for a music industry class.
Mm-hmm.
So music is kind of a focal point of the class, and you yourself are a musician. Can you talk to us about your side projects and stuff with your YouTube channel, and how you've incorporated music into that?
Yeah. So basically, I grew up playing guitar. I've always sang in the shower growing up. My brothers would give me crap. I had like a beautiful high voice. They just called me a girl constantly.
No, it's beautiful.
and I didn't let it discourage me too much. But yeah, so I've always been playing guitar and kind of singer-songwriter myself. But with the balloons, my brother-in-law actually said, like, you should do balloons and and music. You should do children's entertainment on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, I'd like to do that, but I felt kind of tied up. Like, I didn't have a lot of time. Where he was like, well, I can take care of everything but you standing in front of the camera. And so I kind of let him take the reins on that, while I basically brought my talents to that. He said, do this, I do it. I take direction pretty well. But that was not fully my idea. It's definitely a partnership. It's not something I did all by myself. But I do enjoy doing that, and I'm excited for the stuff that's coming up this summer.
Nice. That's exciting stuff. So going along with that, do you have any advice from your career path? Just really anything you would say to someone who is 20, 21 and about to enter their career that is in a similar industry of yours, where you're kind of building yourself up. You're not working for someone, you're building your own business.
Yeah, like just go out and like try stuff, or I guess, but like put yourself out there. Like you're never gonna, that's the only way to get the experience. You know what you want to be and where you want to be at. And like, there's obviously a gap between where you are and where you want to be. And there's no way, like you can't get there and then all of a sudden start there. Like you have to just like put yourself out there and grow to that space. And I used to struggle with that, things like, well, I'm not good enough. It needs to be perfect before I put myself on display or whatever. But that's just like not true. And you can't get there unless you just put yourself out there and go for the jobs you want to get and make sure people know that you're there.
Nice. That's awesome stuff. Do you have any favorite jobs that you've done, or maybe favorite decors that you've done, or things you've built out of balloons? Anything stand out?
Yeah, well, I specifically remember I was getting stronger in my balloon work, and I kept looking for opportunities to like make bigger stuff. And the problem is making bigger stuff takes time, and then I needed to somehow monetize that time because I couldn't justify spending all this time, you know, because I have a family, and then I need to make money, and I couldn't do it for free. So I would talk to people, and they're like, well, can you do this? I'm having this Halloween party, somebody said, and they said, you know, can you do like a big clown or something like? And I was like, I think I can try it. And so I built a life-size Pennywise the clown, and I was like, yeah, sure, $50 or whatever. He's like, yeah, okay, and I made it, and I blew myself away. I couldn't believe what I had made. I think I really landed it. That's my first really big custom figure. And I realized there's nothing that can't be made out of balloons. And so I kind of like put myself out there for that and
Nice.
let people know, like, if there's something you want made out of balloons, I'll make it. And that was kind of a turning point for me. I kind of started, after that's when I really started saying yes to everything. Like, and not letting my fear of not being able to do it keep me, because I realized I can do it, you know?
Nice.
I don't know.
Do you have a picture of that clown that send me later? I could
Definitely.
put it on the screen.
Yep.
I'll add it in.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. And then not in terms of what you've built, but do you have any favorite like events that you've been to, or what are some notable events that you've done, special events?
So I really like school carnivals. I just like the fast pace. There's a next kid, or any kind of festival. It's work that they call line work for the balloon industry. I thrive on line work. I like meeting like the next kid and make him something and make them laugh or ask them if they know jokes. I just enjoy the interaction. I also prefer gigs that have like music at them. That's another fun thing. Like for Champaign Park District has hired me for many jobs over the years, and they have a really cool events for their community that they throw together for children and everything, where they just like have day at the parks or music in the park and touch a truck events where children get to come and explore, you know, school buses and ambulances and all the stuff. Those are my favorite kind of jobs. Like, I'm just another fun part of that, and everybody gets a balloon. That's great.
Nice. So what were some of the challenges or setbacks you had early on and building this business, and how did you overcome them?
That's a good question. I think confidence was a problem early on. Luckily I didn't let that keep me from getting out there, but like I had worried when it came to decor that I couldn't give the customer what they wanted. Some customers are very particular about what they want.
Yeah.
And they'll show me a picture of something I've never tackled before. And I know what I'm capable of, but like sometimes they'll show me something and I don't know how to do that yet. And that would, sometimes I'd say, I can't do this, I can do this, which I think is a good pivot, like, right? So I can't give you exactly what you want, but this is what I can do. And that's how I pitch to the client. I show them what I can do. And then sometimes I say, that's great. And we work that out. But I have in the past said no to jobs because I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to do it. But that didn't take long. I knew that was a mistake the first time I did it. I said, like, this is not how you grow a business. You can't just turn people away. So I got better at just saying yes and figuring it out.
Nice. Great stuff. Okay, and then what are some, as far as the future of this business goes, do you have any long-term goals or ways to expand, or what is your vision for the future with this business?
This business has always been really about providing, specifically Aaron's Party Balloons. That business is about providing me with flexibility.
Yeah.
So I also work for Illinois State University, and I'm on a 9-month work schedule. I'm only there when students are there, and that gives me a lot of time off. So I basically don't work for 4 months out of the year. So this Aaron's Party Balloons business allows me to do that comfortably, and then it's just I only work the jobs I want to work when I want to work them. It gives me that kind of flexibility. My wife only works 15 hours a week, sometimes less, and I guess flexibility is what I wanted from the get-go. That's what I've accomplished.
Nice.
And that's what I like about it. As far as the YouTube kind of aspect, that the sky's the limit with that. That could provide a lot of flexibility if we get the right thing going, which I hope to. And I guess it could become the sole source of income eventually. That would be the goal, I guess.
That's awesome. Do you want to plug real quick the name of the channel?
Yeah, what is the name of that channel? Toddler Tunes with Mr. Balloon. That's right.
Go give it a subscribe.
That's children's entertainment. But I know that Mr. Balloon is going to be doing some fun stuff this summer, going on a few field trips. So
Nice.
look for that.
How was the? I haven't checked in a while. How was the sub count?
We're over 5,000.
Nice. That's great.
I've taken a pretty big break since like the start of the holidays. I think we did some Christmas stuff. We did like a New Year's thing, but I've been on a bit of a hiatus. My partner's been on vacation, and we're lucky to have the flexibility that we do, and we tackle the projects, when we can tackle them. But he is back from vacation, and we're excited to work on stuff.
So another thing about tying back in more to the class and music industry and stuff, that's a common goal and a common path for many musicians to take to try to grow their YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any advice you have on how you got to 5,000 subscribers? Anything special or something?
I wish I could be more helpful. I think a lot of it is luck. But specifically my channel it's geared towards children, and like that's something you select on your YouTube channel, that you're specifically geared for children. And because I think my growth comes from doing popular children's songs, specifically like Happy and You Know It. Anybody who's ever looked up Happy and You Know It on YouTube, they're gonna get a suggestion, say, hey, there's a new Happy and You Know It song out there. Like, and YouTube does that, and it does it well. I think it tries to give new channels, a face, and they shove it in people's faces, and then they watch it. And I'm lucky enough to have people enjoy what I did and continue watching. So I guess, doing songs that people already know, that they might see it, just like a cover, right?
Yeah.
Doing covers on YouTube initially might generate interest, and then you can show them your stuff. I think that could be the route to go, but a lot of luck for me. That's what I think.
Nice.
I wish I could be more helpful.
That is helpful. I'm sorry I'm kind of bouncing around from topic to topic, but another topic I wanted to talk today about is how you've grown your business into having more employees and how that process has worked, and like just kind of the ups and downs of that.
Yeah. So I'm just one person, and what happens, I get kind of popular, and I can only be in one place at one time. So I realize I need kind of a team of balloon artists, because on one weekend you could have like 6 or 7 jobs, or and it's impossible to do all of them. So I don't personally have employees. What Aaron's Party Balloons does would is kind of, I would book events for independent contractors. I would show people how to do what I do with balloons, and then kind of help them get to a certain level that I find is appropriate for Aaron's Party Balloons. And once they're at that level, I start sending them to jobs, or I'll take them to school carnivals, or send them to birthday parties. It just depends on what level they're at and what they're comfortable doing. And I've trained probably over 10 or 12 people during while I've been doing this business. And you know, some people stay for only 2 years, some people keep doing it, some people move away. So you just constantly finding people who are interested and want to keep doing it. I have a strong team right now that I'm excited about. But you know, they're college students, and eventually they go home or they get a job somewhere else. And that can be challenging. I do have 2 artists that are around full-time, which is great. But yeah, so just building a team of people you trust specifically. I think trust is it's one of the most valuable assets. You know, it's actually more valuable than talent. But you want, at least when you're working with other people in your business, you really want to trust them, obviously. Talent goes a really long way, but when you're working with other people, trust is the thing you want.
Nice. And then I know you kind of talked a little bit about this, but if you want to briefly go over one more time, like some of your most favorite parts. I know you said flexibility and stuff like that, and then your least favorite parts about the job.
Least favorite parts about the job. Sometimes I let the flexibility of it put me in a position where it's like, oh no, I let all these emails pile. Like, I don't get back to clients as fast as I should, and I let it pile up. And that's literally the emails, like the connecting with people and talking about what it is that they want is not the part of the job that I really thrive on. So sometimes I let stuff like pile up, and then I do it all at once. And that can be a useful way. Sometimes just staying on top of it is the best way. That's the part of the job I do not like. The part of the job I love is the performance aspect of like being in front of people, making something out of balloons right in front of them. I like doing, I also like decor. It's a completely different thing. There's no performance aspect to that. It's kind of just grinding away and just making a beautiful display. I do really like that, but I guess the best parts of the job are like at the end when somebody like comes and they see the final product and they're kind of taken back, you know, they're surprised. It's better than they could have imagined. I get a lot, and I love that little bit of praise, like where my art is getting a reaction out of somebody. I just very much love that. And like, or at the end of a job, we loved you, we got to book you next year, you know, like let's get you in the books. Like, I love that. Lets me know that I did a job well done, and just that's the stuff I love. Emails are the part I hate. Yeah, that's it, I guess.
Nice. Okay, well, thank you so much. That's a phenomenal information we've gotten on this. Do you have any final words? Could be advice, or just anything you want to say to the class. They're like 15 college students. Most of them are in music business. Some of them are in audio production.
Yeah. Before I had this business, I let fear keep me from putting myself out there a lot more. And only through the experience of like tying it to finances, like realizing I don't have a choice to be, you know, to be afraid. I would say don't let fear control your choices. Put yourself out there. You've got something to share, I'm sure of it. And just be proud of it. Enjoy the process. That's what I got.
Nice. Thank you, Aaron.
Of course. Thank you.